All right, we are marching along. We're back at it with the feet on the street time, 9:22. We're right back here, coming up across this Channel 5 bridge, a little bit past mile marker 70. We're moving and grooving. We gotta get to Robbies today, and then we gotta get to mile marker 81. Here's me, by the way. I don't know if you can see it. I'm wearing my Robbies shirt. That's where we're going. Almost the approximate halfway point of the journey. We've been walking 70 miles since Wednesday afternoon. And we are, all for South Florida Autism Charter School. And that's what we're doing. We gotta get to the ballpark by Friday night, by this Friday, opening night, and we have raised over $8,000. Just checked. Thank you to the Kalelis for joining, Andre and Lizzie as well. There's some donations last night. Sofia Paulo Casillo, Lily Arango, if I did say you already. And we have donations from several states. It looks like 5 states worth of donations. And we're at over $8,000 in our journey. I want to thank all of you who donated. All right, we're coming across this bridge. I do see a fishing bridge, but I am not sure it goes through. You know what? Maybe. Well, I got to cross the street anyway. It looks like there's a crosswalk to this path. I do want to get, so we're going to, part 1 of the day is to get to Robbies, which is a mile marker 77.5, and then it's only another 3.5 miles, and then we're done for the day. There may be a long break at Robbies. All right, we'll cross the street very safely. All right, I have crossed the street. I'm into this sidewalk. I'm from last year. I don't think this is the Harry Bridge. I thought it was a mile marker. This might be the Harry Bridge. I thought it was a mile marker 72. But I see this fishing bridge on the side, but I don't know if it goes through. Natalie Figueroa joining in on the IG. Hello, Natalie. Coming across the Channel 5 bridge. (9:24), sunny at 69 degrees. Just picking up a pace a little bit. I do want to get to Robbies ideally by 12:15. I want to get to Robbies. Yeah, I'm not sure that this bridge. Let me check. You always check the map. The fishing bridge does not go through. All right, so we got to get hairy. We'll start the day getting hairy, just like we did on the 7 Mile Bridge. This one, I think, maybe so per mile, pound for pound, mile for mile. This bridge may be equally as hairy, but at least it doesn't go 7 miles. And it's uphill, and there's wind. All right, we're coming across the Channel 5 bridge. And then on the other side. And then I think after this, it'll just be bridges that go through, the fishing bridges, until we get to Robbies. And then I know there's a small, very small bridge after Robbies that doesn't have a fishing bridge, but it does have a very wide shoulder. In fact, me and my brother Michael walked through that bridge simultaneously last year, taking up side by side, taking up shoulder space. And so that's how wide that one is. But yeah, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Twitch. And we march along. All to raise funds for the South Florida Autism Charter School. Wow, this is nice. Nice here in the upper middle keys. We're getting towards Isla Morada and Lower Matagumbe. We're gonna pass that mile marker 74 gas station. Curious to see what the number of that gas station is. All right, the Channel 5 bridge coming right up. There's no other way. Here we go. Just gotta hold on tight. It is uphill, and then it goes downhill. It snuck up on us last year. It was the first test. It wasn't the first scary bridge of the adventure last year. All right, and here we go. Channel 5. Stay tight. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All right, just hugging the guardrail. Nothing more could do. It's not, so far it's not that windy. Slew of cars coming up on a lovely Sunday morning. And that bridge to the left, it does indeed not go through. I could see the hole. Maybe next year it will. All right. March along. Here we go. I'd say it's a little bit wider than the 7 Mile bridge. I feel like it's not as daunting. I don't think you might not have the people trying to pass aggressively. Nice and easy, nice and easy. And then maybe there might be a mile marker reward on the other side. So march it till we got to get to 77.5. All right, we break at Robbies, and then we only have to get to 81. And then we would have Monday and Tuesday to try to get to 107 before we depart on the 20-mile stretch. It says 18 miles, but we'll have to do, I guess there's like 2 miles that's not considered the stretch. But then we'll be in Florida City. Just marching along. Very careful. All right, we got a big boy coming on. Big boy. But I feel like I got way more room than I did on 7 Mile. Whoa, God. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. The big boys give me the heebie-jeebies. Here we go. Hopefully next year this bridge on the left will go through. All right, just gotta be careful. Channel 5. Oh, this guy's got Ohio State plates. But he's probably going down to Key West to channel his sorrows. We're marching along this Channel 5 bridge. Try to make it to Robbies by 12:15. Maybe watch the Canes take on Purdue. Two eyes forward. All eyes quick part. Oh, big boy. There's a Yankees hat there. The funny thing is, this bridge almost goes through. It's not the hole is not at the 50 at the halfway point. The hole's like 70% of the way there. It's not that much of a hole they need to build. Marching along this Channel 5 bridge. A little bit hairy. Wind's not as bad as it was last year. Okay. Mom's in the stream. It's not even, shouldn't be more than a mile. Oh, there's mile marker 71. Yeah, I knew we couldn't stop at 71. That would have been, can't stop in the middle of the bridge. But yeah, there's mile marker 71. Right off the bat. Not even 10 a.m. Woo! 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 Baby. 71. Gotta get through this bridge and then work our way to 72. All right, big boy, big boy. All right, we're getting towards the peak of the bridge. I told you you're coming for lunch. That's great. Whoa, buddy. Woo! Couple big boys. All right, I can see it. I'm coming on the descent of the bridge. I have my hat on and it's windy, but I haven't had to hold down my hat like I did on 7 Mile. Oh, I see why there's a hole in the bridge, because boats have to come through. The bridge isn't high enough. Ah. How many more miles on this bridge? Not much. This bridge is not very long. It's just narrow and high. But I feel like it kind of feels like the Key Biscayne Bridge, except Key Biscayne Bridge is much safer. Hey, baby, I'm on the bridge. Hello? Yeah. You texting me? Okay, let me get past this bridge and I'll reply. It's kind of dangerous. All right. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. Probably shouldn't have, but it's nice and easy. Yeah, I was like, focus on the bridge. Text when you get solid ground. I agree. I can't see the end. I can see the end. Just gotta get past the bridge. All right, we pick up some ground since we got some space. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Make up some ground. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can see the land. Nice and easy. Here on the Channel 5 bridge, I can see the land. We're gonna march along towards Robbies. All right. All right, marching along. Marching along. Just getting to the end. I see the end. I see the bottom. Yeah, this bridge isn't even walkable. It's just nothing. It's not even no point of it being there. Just a waste of space. You might as well either fix the bridge, fill it up, or knock that part down. It's literally doing nothing. All right. Getting towards the decline. The end of the bridge. Now, look, all these bridges, none of them have been drawbridges. I wonder what would happen. I mean, it has happened to me before, but not here in the Keys, where I'm walking along a bridge, and then the drawbridge goes up. I just sit there and wait. Water looks pretty calm. I don't know if the radio carried the stream or not. I'm sure they were checking in. But here we are. Bird. Oh, look at this army of birds. What's up, guys? Giving me some air cover. All right, coming down towards the end of the Channel 5 bridge. Then we may have some peace and tranquility all the way to Robbies. Oh, it's not even 10 o'clock. Wow, that's awesome. I thought it was like way past 10. These guys know what they're doing. Fishing on the site. And there's Channel 2 bridge coming up. But I think I'm not sure if Channel 2 bridge has. I think Channel 2 bridge has a fishing bridge. I think it might just be this one. We are on the verge of being completed of the Channel 5 bridge. And we're marching along. All right. All right, there's a little room. We completed the Channel 5 bridge. Just gotta hug the side. I think I see the side. I think I see the car path on the left. Once I get past these slew of cars. Past mile marker 71. It's 9:48. We got 2.5 hours to try to get to Robbies. All right, here's the path. All right. Yeah, fishing bridge. I think the rest is breezy and easy all the way to Robbies. All right, no more stress for the day. All right. I see K Hayes 06069 node joined. I see Paul. I see ECAM, CBF. I see HML alumna on the IG. I see my mother is on the YouTube. And we just did the Channel 5 bridge. Now we're just marching away to Robbies. And then we have to be, we're past mile marker 71, working our way towards 72. And then Robbies is on 77 and a half. Let's see if I can, where as he, oops, nope. I'm wearing my Robbies shirt right there. All right, again. Yeah, I don't want any incidents, man. Yeah, the guy with his bright yellow bicycle coming through. Just chilling. We've raised over $8,000 this journey. This journey started 4 days ago. At 12:30, we left the southernmost point. The relocated southernmost point, site of the real southernmost point was under construction. We had like a kind of Chevy Chase when he went to Wally World, and it was closed. I had that kind of feeling when we got down there. I was like, what? How could the southernmost point be closed? But they had moved it to Duval Street. And then the SFAX bus with faculty and students and administrators came down. They came all the way down to see me off. We walked a couple miles to the bus stop. They went back on the bus. They coincidentally they ate at Robbies. Bajito Dale. That comes from RVA Richie on the Twitch. Man, it's a lovely Sunday morning, easy like Sunday morning. That's what we're doing now. Yeah, it's Lionel Richie the rest of the way. Or wait, it's not Lionel Richie. Wally World Foro. It was a Foro. Let her Robbie. Good morning. What's up, Mac on the Rock? Joining on the Instagram. Peter Mert. Hello. But yeah, we did go to the southernmost point. They put the thimble out there because people still like to take pictures of it. But I wonder how many people know at that line that's not where the southernmost point is supposed to be. It's just a temporary placeholder while the site is under construction. Nobody taking that picture knows that that's the fake southernmost point. And we're just cruising along here. US 1 North. And I see mile marker 72. Which gives us 5.5 miles. It's 9:53. If I could do 5 miles in 2 hours, plus another half a mile, we might be able to make it to Wally's. To Robbies. But here's mile marker 72. I think we're technically in Lower Matacumbe. And I know the address of Robbies will say that it's in Isla Morada. Isla Morada may not start till the 80s. We're marching along. C72 coming up. Ideally, I want it to be feet at the street at 10 a.m. from this marker. So we're going to end up being feet on the street at 9:55 a.m. at 72. That's what I wanted to do. So everything worked out good yesterday. There's no marker on this side. There's only one on that side. Maybe it's further up, but that thing there is mile marker 72. 72 Dolphins. Oh, here it is. Whee! 72. At 9:55 a.m. We're here at mile marker 72. 5.5 miles to go to get to Robbies, and then it's another 3.5 miles to get to where we get to the end of the day. It'll be an 11-mile day. Yesterday we did 20 miles. So that today could be an 11-mile day. Thank you to all who have donated along the way. We're getting closer and closer to getting back to Miami. We got a couple days in Isla Morada and Key Largo the next 2 days. And then Wednesday we cross. And then Thursday is just a march down South Dade, somewhere in Palmetto to somewhere in Palmetto Bay. And then Friday we finish. All right, we're marching towards 73. Peter Mertz says, don't stop by Wooden Spoon for breakfast. It's instant grits. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Peter. Good to know. We won't be eating at the Wooden Spoon. No self-respecting Southerners. Instant grits. Marching along. Mac on the Rock. Hello. He has his picture book out there. A letter about Michael. That's also proceeds also go to the South Florida Autism Charter School. You can get that if you look at it's a picture book. Really good. So it's a children's picture book. It's called A Letter About Michael. And it's a book dedicated about Michael is my brother. Michael is my brother with autism. And he's 33 years old. He's in the adult program. Well, we might see him later today. He might be coming doing some walking. Apparently he's been begging to do walking since he left. He got back on the bus on Wednesday, going back to Key West. He went back and he's like, "What do you mean I'm going back on the bus? I thought I was gonna be doing some walking." And apparently he's been itching to come back and do some walking. So he might be joining us. It's getting so it must be. I'm guessing there. I mean, I know it's always a chuck wagon day. Yes, no, they're a self-respecting Southern place. They don't do instant grits. There you go, marching along. Mile marker 72, nice water over here. It's another bridge coming up, but I believe there's safety. I believe there is a fishing bridge / sidewalk. 10 o'clock on the nose. Got a little bit more than 2 hours, I'd say, until we can break. 12:15, maybe at Robbies. Maybe watch the Canes game. Take on Purdue. And then we just march to Isla Morada for a brisk 3.5 miles. And you can get the letter about Michael. You can get the book, the picture book. It is on Amazon. The proceeds also go to the South Florida Autism Charter School. Patricia Matar is joining Instagram. And here we go. Marching along. Lovely day. It's a lovely day. Sunny and 77, sunny and 70. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, sunny at 70. Can't do much better than this on a Sunday morning. So we're working our way towards mile marker 73. I feel like we'll be at mile marker 73 once we cross this bridge. Then we got to get to the mile marker 74, which is a famous mobile that's at the only gas station for a 20-mile stretch. I'm curious to see what those gas prices are. And then, we try to get to Robbies at 77.5. How do I know that it's at 77.5? Well, they have when you go in there, like every single shirt that they have and signs everywhere, they all say 77.5. Marching along. What's up? There's me. Let's see if I can do that. I have to go vertical for it so I can look at the camera better. But yeah. Here's me, the goal. That's the goal right there. Get to opening day. I haven't had access to the printer. I had a QR code on my hat, but it blew off in Key West. So I haven't been able to access a printer. Hopefully we can get a new one. Hopefully we can get a new one printed, and then you can tape it back to the hat. Hopefully there won't be any more wind that blows it off. But here we go. And you can also get the picture book in Spanish, according to Back on the Rock. Una carta sobre Michael is also available. It's also available on Amazon if you want to get it in Spanish. Well, proceeds also go to the South Florida Autism Charter School. All right, and we have another bridge coming up. But there is, I believe there is Fishing Bridge. We've been at it for 43 minutes. Who's walking with you? Well, I have nobody walking with me at the moment. I do have my spotter, Linda, nearby. But no one's walking with me. But we may have some people walking with me. As soon as later today, could be possible that Michael's walking with me. It's fine. People keep asking about Zach, who did the walk with me last year. He's out of the country. He's supposed to get in either the second to last day or the last day of the walk, but he flies back to Orlando, so I don't know. But he's been teasing that he's going to do he's going to show up on the last day. We shall see. I'll be staying at his uncle's house the night before on Thursday night. The same place we stayed at last year when we first left. Isla Mirada. There's signs for Isla Mirada. There's signs for the Channel 2 Bridge. Isla Mirada, Village of Islands. There's a sign way over there. So I guess we're technically in Isla Mirada. There's Channel 2. The Channel 2 Bridge. Oof. But we don't need to go, apparently we don't need to go on that bridge. We could just chill right here on this sidewalk and then catch the fishing bridge across. See if we can see any fish being caught. Oh, look at that aggressive pass. Oh my Lord. Whoa, that guy's in a hurry on a Sunday morning. It's relax. Why are we such a hurry Sunday morning? No passing. That's not my concern. That's not my problem today. Like it was the other day on the 7 Mile Bridge. But here we are, walking across the Channel 2 fishing bridge. Nice and easy, nice and easy. 10:08, we're doing great on time. Marching along on these guys. The bridge is pretty packed on a Sunday morning. Here we go. Looks lovely. Little light breeze. That's where the cars are. Big gap. Only Evel Knievel can get here with a car. And everyone's just chilling. Yesterday I had a fisherman help me out. I lost battery at the Long Key Bridge. And I was just gonna use his cell phone, but he's like, "Oh no, I got a battery charger right here." And so I sat with him for a little bit, Very nice, man. Everyone here just fishing on a Sunday morning. Oh, you may have a catch. Oh. They got one. Marching along here.
Super. It has like extra.
Oh, nope, not a false alarm. I thought we had a catch. It's just marching along. Where's your panther hat? Well, going to the Panthers hat would be a long walk to get to Sawgrass. That would probably add like 2 days, a solid 2 to 3 days. We went all the way to Sawgrass. Fortunately, the Panthers aren't going to make the playoffs this year. It was fun the last 2 years, back-to-back champs. People were injured. What can you do? You can reset and regroup for next year. Get Barkov back. Go Canes! My dad says, don't even think about it. How would even walk to Sawgrass from US 1? I guess I could take US 1 through all the way through Fort Lauderdale Beach, but then I'd have to cross over. What, Las Olas? I have to cross over Las Olas. I somehow have to get my way to Sawgrass. I'm not trying to think. There's not really yeah. Yeah, I guess I have to figure out how to get there from Fort Lauderdale Beach. Wow. Soy Gabi Mola joined. Abelandia also joining on the Instagram. We're just marching along. And there's 73. It's on the car bridge. I don't think it's worth the effort to get a close-up shot of the mile marker. Couldn't even if I wanted to. I'd have to be a lot of backwards walking. Yeah, it'll probably be 17th Street. I think about it. I have to get my way back to 17th Street from Fort Lauderdale Beach. And then take 84? That might be what would get me there. There's a bridge underneath 595. There's a walking path underneath 595. Calling state troopers for mental incapacity. Robert Kemp of 7253. It's my dad. But, there it is, 73. You can vaguely see it. I'll try to get it for the vert people on Instagram. There's 73 out in the distance. All right, we got 4.5 miles. All right, I think I'm back. So, oops. Robert Kemp of 7253 says next walk is on the beach. Well, I'll be walking on that sand. That would get sick of. I mean, I think that would be not good for my feet. But yeah, could do a beach walk. A1A through Collins Avenue. Just do a walk down Collins. Yeah. But I think I like the idea of Key West. Maybe next year, the real southernmost point is back. Maybe we'll do a walk from the northernmost point. Northernmost to southernmost. It's like in Minnesota somewhere. But here's, all right, we are officially in Lower Matacumbe Key. There's a sign for it way out in the distance. But we are coming into Lower Matacumbe. We have passed mile marker 73. And we are marching away towards mile marker 74. We'll see the famous mobile gas station. Hold on to your hats for those gas prices. It's less walking. I don't know, I like too much walking. $50 minimum for littering, so don't litter. I do see some littering going on. I don't know if they charge $50 for that littering. There's a sign that says it's $50 for littering, so don't litter. Oh, this is nice. Walking alongside the water. On a Waymo trip. I'm Robert Campbell. 7253. Up. It's 10:18. Feel like we're about 2 hours away from getting to Robbies. Coincidentally, that's Canes play at 12:15, playing Purdue. Trying to get to the Sweet 16. We're in Lower Matacumbe. We just passed mile marker 73 not that long ago. Now we're working our way towards 74. We've raised over $8,000. Thank you to all those who donated. Yep, we're over $8,000, and so thank you all those who donated. Yes, facts. You may see Michael walking along with us later today. Send a quick text while I have safe ground. All right. There's Ann's Beach, apparently. Ann's Beach to the right. I think we'll get our ace researcher fins up 876 back tomorrow. I think he was at work on the computer. And so that's how he would provide such great research. But the weekend, he takes it time. Robert Campbell, 7253, says Michael is fired up. He asked me 50 times. He's ready to do something. And he also says Purdue is good. Purdue is good. I think the Canes could beat them though. They've been battle tested all year, and they beat the Missouri team, and it was a road game in St. Louis, and it was a hostile environment. And the Canes got on there and pulled the game away. So I think the Canes can win, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for sure. Purdue is good. They're just marching along, getting closer to that the famous mobile on mile marker 74. It'll be on this side of the road. So good fried chicken there too. But going to Robbies. Spring break for Robbie. Michael's coming for the next 3 days. It's a spring break. His spring break he's doing walking. Look at that. It's a nice little backdrop. Ann's Beach over there. Let's go put this butt off. Yeah, we'll see how long Michael calls for the car. See how many miles Mike can do before he wants the car to come around and pick him up. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna do after Robbies, we're gonna do 3.5 miles, and then we'll see how much we gotta go to tomorrow as we walk closer to Key Largo. But either way, we got 2 days to get to mile marker 107 after today. So 107 is the start of the gauntlet of the stretch. So from 81 to 107 is 26 miles. You got to average 13 or so miles a day the next 2 days before we do 20. Before we do 20 on Wednesday. It's a rough 20, not an easy breezy 20. Just rough grass and broken glass and debris and rock for an overwhelming majority of the 20 miles. We'll walk an hour. 107 starts prison rules. Yeah. Everyone says he walks an hour. He walks an hour before he would get tired and call for the car. Don't forget to bring medicine. You're bringing Michael. Don't forget to bring medicine. And here we are. It's nice and easy. Yeah, it's nice and easy. Pretty much the rest of the Keys is pretty much like this. There's a couple small bridges that don't have sidewalk, like the one immediately after Robbies, but it's pretty wide shoulder, and it's not long at all. And there'll be a couple bridges like that, but other than that, it's pretty much this. It's pretty much cart path all the way through Key Largo until we get to the stretch. Head shake, yes. Mikey Clavijo's on the Instagram. Yes, Mac on the Rock, we have over $8 in a handful of days. Last year we raised almost $18,000, and we only had a week, but we had longer broadcasts. But at the same time, we were broadcasting at sometimes 3 a.m. where people were asleep. They couldn't donate. So no 3 a.m. walking this year. We did have a little bit of darkness the first day getting to Sugarloaf, but that we did get thrown off by the bus stop being so far away. But it's okay. That's the only time I've had to deploy the headlight. That was the only time so far that I had to use the headlight. But other than that, we've been pretty much maximizing the daylight. And we even had a day, 7 Mile Bridge Day. We were done at like 2 o'clock. But that was just super intense getting through the 7 Mile Bridge. Tell Clavijo to fork over some cash in a hardware store. That's from Robert Campbell 7253 on YouTube. Some boats over there enjoying a Sunday. I don't know if you can see that. How we doing on time? Watch us. 10:26. Doing great on time. Trying to get to Robbies. Break for Robbies for a little bit, and then it's a light 3.5 hour stroll to mile marker 81. Right after that, and then we do it again tomorrow, 81 to I don't know, and then from I don't know to 107. That's the plan. And then 107 to 127. And then the mile markers go away. Whoa, this helicopter's getting looping around. And we do have to walk through that stretch. I know there's alternative routes, but they are longer, and it'll add miles to the trip. And if you cut through the mangroves, you run the risk of getting lost. We'd have to have Google. We haven't had to use Google Maps in any of the walk. It's just pretty easy, straight shot down US 1. And we did discover old US 1 in Cujo Key on Thursday, where we had a nice trail away from US 1 that we can walk on. But if we start cutting through the mangoes, and you risk getting lost, and then you're not having any cell service, and then you're stuck out there in the bushes. So that's not an option. The only way to go through it is through the 18-mile stretch. And Card Sound's even worse. Card Sound, not only is it longer, but it will the roads are way more narrow, and cars go way faster on Card Sound. I think there's a point where you have to do like a tippy toe, like you have to put one foot in front of the other to get through certain parts of Card Sound. And then you can cut through Alabama Jacks, you can cut through 137th Avenue, but then you're really in the middle of nowhere in the mangroves, so not an option. Here we are. We're officially in Isla Mirada and Lower Matacumbe Key. At the Calusa Cove Marina at Boaters World. Goes over there to the right. Uh-oh. I think these are boat gas prices, because I see unleaded $5.20. I think that's for boats. But then again, I see them on the street. I don't know if you could put your car there. Or boat. I don't think you could put your boat there, but $5.20 for unleaded, that feels like a boat prices. I don't think that is gas prices. At the Calusa Cove General Store over there. I hope it's not for cars. Is this over here? There's a sea base over here. Smart. Lower Matacumbe. We're in between mile marker 73 and mile marker 74. Just a little light jog, make up some ground. Tollgate Boulevard, 1032 on the East Coast. in the morning. Spectacular day, sunny and 70. Oh, these guys are looking at me. Walking along Tollgate Boulevard. Over here. Little bike route over here, just nice and easy across this street. Robbies is like basically the halfway point of our entire journey, as it was last year. But we did add a couple miles this year, and we're going all the way to the ballpark to get there by Friday, 7:10 for opening day. Last year we started from the Bright Side, a local establishment on 17th Avenue in Coral Way, and we walked all the way to Key West. We will stop there on the way to the ballpark. We don't forget where we started from. Never forget your roots. And then it's just straight down 17th Avenue to the ballpark. Iroquois Drive. Oh, I see a mile marker in the distance. I see a vertical green decal with two numbers, written in white. That's got to mean a mile marker. And it could be 74. So even at a slow 2 miles an hour, it's as slow as it gets. You should get there, but might be able to get there by 12:15. I'll be able to get to Robbies. There's mile marker 74. Well, I may have to walk around this construction. This construction's killing me. Blocking off some nice cart path. Do the construction on US 1. Block the guys driving. I'm just kidding. Unnecessary, no. We are indeed at 74, and I think I may have eyes on the mobile. There's 74. Just gotta get around this construction. I don't know what they're doing. And I can see the decal. Get you guys a nice shot. Oh, gotta walk on this dirt for a little ways. That's all right. But next year will be a nice breezy cart path. There it is, mile marker 74. And we are at 10:37. We got to get to 77 and a half before break. That's our break at 77.5. Ideally by 12:15. It's an hour and 45 minutes to do 3.5 miles. I think it's doable. Here we are, just gonna walk on this dirt road for a little bit. It's almost like blue wall practice. It's not gonna be this paved. It's gonna be worse than this. Here we are. Here we are, just marching along. Mile marker 74. Coming up on that mobile. Well, that's a big bus. Look how far away from that. Miami-Dade Transit going all the way into Monroe County. I did see that bus yesterday. We had another street donation yesterday off, we had another, so we had a $15 street donation in Key West, and then we got another street donation yesterday off the stream. It happened after the stream ended. Saw somebody and he's like, heard about what we were doing, and he said, let me contribute. So he gave cash. And so we have up to $40 in street donations, which will get inputted into the system. Oh, this is yucky. I'll try not to get, these are new shoes. I shouldn't have worn these shoes today. Oh no. Yuck. Yuck. Should have walked on the other side. All right, I think we're through with the yuck. Damn, these are new shoes. Should have worn my other shoes today. All right, it's a little yucky over here. That's all it is. There's no cars, it's just mud. I think it clears up right here. Whoa, it's a little slip. All right. So marching along, mile marker 74, headed towards that mobile. Getting closer and closer. There's the mobile. Oh boy. Hold on to your hats. Oh, it's like kind of hard to see the gas prices. They have it's like blacked out. But I think I see a 4 and then a 9 on the other end. I don't know what the middle number is. Yeah, all the numbers are messed up. Have really good fried chicken. This one, well, let's see if we can get a close up. I'll get a close up shot of what the gas is for this mobile. It looks like it also could be for boats. Oh, it's not even, the pumps are covered up. Gas prices are so bad that the pumps are covered up. But here we are at this mobile. See if I can get a good look. $4.49. $4.49 for red. You can see it. $4.49. It's quite. There were some places at Key West that were in the 4.5s, but then it got down in Marathon a little bit. But it's $4.49 out here in the mobile, a mile marker 74. Keep it coffee over here. Here we are at the mobile. Una Campbell joins us on the IG. Thank you, Una. Right now, no more mud walking. Just chilling along mile marker 74. Trying to get to, it's 10:45. Canes tip off at 12:15. It's an hour and a half. It's about right around the time we'll be pulling in the Robbies. It's funny how that works. Oh. So the car path over here. You know what? I'm gonna get on this car path. I just realized I was walking a car path. I need to get on car. Sending a text. Just texting my spotter. All right. Marching along, mile marker 74, trying to get to mile marker 75 for right now, and then ultimately to close the first half of the day at mile marker 77.5 at Robbies Marina. Take a break, and then we will finish the day. Just a quick 3.5 mile stroll. We're at 74.5. So pretty much exactly 3 miles to where we need to be. 10:48 p.m. But blistering fast, 3 miles an hour. I don't think I could do, but 2.5 miles an hour seems doable. I can get to Robbies. Live lobster and stone crab. Right here at the, well, I don't want to say the name of that. It was the crooked chicken. It was the crooked rooster, but it's not called the crooked rooster, so I didn't want to say that. But I was about to. But there it is. You can get live lobster and stone crab over here. Marching along. We're 24 miles into our journey from Key West. We went from Key West to Lower Slope, 17 miles on Wednesday. Then we went from Sugarloaf to Ohio, like mile marker 38. That was a 21-mile day. And then we went from Ohio Key, crossed the 7-mile bridge into Marathon, got all the way to mile marker 50. That was a 12-mile day. And then yesterday we started from Marathon and got all the way to mile marker 70, just shy of Isla Mirada, probably the very end of Layton. That was a 20-mile day. And then today we started from mile marker 80. We crossed the Channel 5 bridge, and then that was a little bit hairy. And then we've walked 4 miles today. That's where we are. We got about 80 and change miles to go by Friday night. And we are here on a Sunday morning, not even 10:50 a.m. I'm gonna cut my grass. This is from Jeff Green at YouTube. I'm gonna cut my grass. Got you on while I do it to sort of walking. So it's sort of walking in solidarity. Yeah. Hey, cutting the grass. I don't know. I think I'd rather do this than cutting the grass. So you're doing much harder work. Since you're on, Jeff, I'm gonna run a curl route. We're at 15 so far. Right out here, this post, plant, cut, boom, at 16. 16 curl routes, $5 a curl route. Jeff says he's willing to donate every time I run one of those. We're at 16. Maybe at this speed, with all these curl routes, I can, the Dolphins will they definitely need receivers now. Maybe I've already demonstrated 16 times I can run a curl route, even in the most hazardous conditions on the 7-mile bridge. I feel like running a curl route in the NFL would be a lot easier than running one on a 7-mile bridge. Huh? Here we are, just chilling on Lower Matacumbe. So we're more than halfway through mile marker 74. trying to get to 75, and eventually, before we break, 77.5 at Robbies. Oh, whoops. And I'm wearing my shirt. It's much cooler on the back, but it would take a lot. It would take a lot to shade over there. Can't really see it, but let's see. I'm wearing my Robbie shirt that I got last year when I stopped there. But it's much cooler on the back. But it's kind of hard for me to film my back. I need to have like elasto arms or whatever, or I'd have to take my shirt off and put it on the ground and film it. We're live everywhere. We're live 3 places. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Instagram. Sunny and 50, sunny at 70. Spectacular day. We've had a slew of spectacular days since day 2. Even day 1 wasn't that bad. It was just overcast. It didn't rain. It was just gloomy. But ever since then, it's been like this. And then there was a 7 Mile day was very windy. And every time we walk through some of these bridges, it got pretty windy. But all in all, it's been pretty calm. Oh, someone thought they were honking at me. But we're marching along this car path. I think I'm coming on an HOV lane. I'm carpooling. It's a little bit, it's not, we're not walking on US 1, but we're all walking on a street where cars can go on. But it's not that. Cars have been going much slower over here. And I think there's gonna be a little trail that pops up. And that just, nice and easy and breezy. All the way 74, 840. You can see some addresses. That means we're knocking on the door of mile marker 75. And that means we'll get to mile marker 75 before 11. Before 11:15, which means it's about, if I do 2.5 miles an hour, we'll get to Robbies at 12:15. Marching along here, getting towards mile marker 75. Now there's a chance, pretty far away from the US 1, the decal might pop up. Sometimes they have it written out on the street, when we're away from the street, but 74, 920. So we're getting towards the barrel, getting towards the end of 74. Again, I see it. I see mile marker 75. We're 2.5 miles away from our break. 10:57, about to be 11 o'clock. There it is, 75. Then we have 2.5 miles to go before break. All right. Here we go. 75. Jeff Creed says, hello, Mrs. Campbell. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Jeff. There it is. 2.5 miles to go before break. That's at my best. I can maybe do that in an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour. It's almost exactly 11 o'clock. That's all I need. Just march along. 75. Gotta do 20 minutes at a time. The Sandy Cove townhomes. That's where we are. Exactly 75,000. And we're marching along. Marching along, just this quaint little, it's not a trail, it's still a road, but this is a more of a suburban street than highway over there. This is much more chill. Just marching along. Mile marker 75, trying to get to 77.5 before we end the day at 81. And then spend the next 2 days finishing up the keys before we cross the Devil's Cross on Wednesday. Then it gets pretty easy after that. Could chill and could take the busway on South Dade on US 1 to about like the falls. Then last year we would have walked the underline this year. Last year we did walk the underline, but it was mostly under construction. This year it's pretty much all done. It's nice. It's shaded. Not only is it a cart path, it's a shaded cart path. But you do have the train passing over your head, making really loud noises. Marching along here. Mile marker 75. I can see addresses, so it lets me know. No, we're not even a tenth of the way through 75. That's 75,090 over there. trying to get to 76. And then 76, get to 77, and then it's another half mile. It's a lovely day in lower Maracumbe. I feel like it's always like this down here. We were walking from Key West, getting closer and closer to Miami. Lindo Mar over there. Just chilling on the HOV lane. Even though I'm technically not carpooling. But I feel like all of you are in the car, are walking with me. So I feel like I am just as right to be on the HOV lane. We're getting closer and closer to being 2 miles away. That's how you can look at it, just, half mile at a time. 75, 140. It's 11:04. It's just nice and easy and breezy. ASAP barge and grade service. Over there. We won't see the big sign for Robbies. That won't be till after the break because you only see the big sign for Robbies when you're coming the other direction. You can't. So I'll figure out what to do for the mark. 75.26. How you doing? Oh, I will not take that ride. No golf carts. No motor vehicles. That's my rule too. I don't. All right, we're back on the bike route. It's just taking it easy. I think I'm going to write down, once this is all over, I'm going to write down a list of all the bridges that, that need the parallel fishing bridge on the side, whether it's one that doesn't have one at all, or whether one that has half of one and it has a chunk missing. And we'll see if we can, file a petition to get those fishing bridges fixed. I know they were working on a couple already down by Ohio Key and Missouri Key. They had a couple of those under construction, and it even said that there was part of some big project. So big product for the environmental projects. So maybe we can. I'll show up in a suit. I'll meet with whatever state and local official I can meet with. See if we could get the 7 mile bridge. I might be asking too much, but maybe the Channel 5 bridge just has a chunk missing, and it has a giant piece of bridge that's not even a fishing bridge. It's just nothing. It's not doing anything. So I know boats need to pass through. That's another. So maybe we can work something out. The Niles Channel could use one, and Bahia Honda, I think they were working on one. And I know the Spanish Harbor has a new. We walked across the Spanish Harbor Bridge back on mile marker 33, That one would look like it was a newly constructed fishing bridge, because we did not walk on that last year. $75, $300. We're 3/10 of the way, 30% of the way. 3-mile marker 75. It's not even, it's 11:08. I think I can get to 75.5 in the next 7 minutes. Gives us an hour, do 2 hours. And that's 2 miles an hour is slow. I think I could do better than that. Just marching along parallel US to US 1, just on this nice bike path with some the HOV lane. There you go, little ibis. Maybe it's a good sign for the Canes. It's a baby ibis. The Canes are the underdogs today. The Top Cider Resort over there. Looks like some pickleball action. 75, 550 coming up on this garbage can right here. So we're halfway through. We're about exactly 2 miles away. We're at the 75.5. We're actually 2 miles away from breaking. It's not even 11:15 yet. I think we're doing good. There it is. 75, 550. Getting closer and closer to mile marker 76. So I say if we do 20-minute miles, we're about 40 minutes. That puts us at 40 minutes. Let's call it 45. Let's call it 50 minutes. Oh wait, we might get there at exactly high noon. High noon's a good time. High noon is when we made landfall on the southernmost point last year, and the exact 1 year anniversary at high noon. We were on the 7-mile bridge a couple of days ago. Nice house over here, 75, 570, big yard. That's a house way back there. Gates open. Getting closer and closer to 76. 75, 580. Number 13. $75, $690, big jump. I don't trust these garbage cans. But that's an official business. Coral Bay Resort over there. Las Maravillas over here. Hey, so man, we're gonna see a lot of these manatee mailboxes coming up. I remember that was a mark last year. At mile marker 81. Or we gotta end tonight. Maybe we'll see. Maybe the mark is the manatee mailbox again. Who knows? Love the manatee mailbox. I want to get one. $75, $730. Closer and closer to 76. Bella Menendez says, "You got this. This is easy. I'm just trying to get some Robbies." Robbies Marina. And mile marker 77.5. Just marching along. Marching along the end of mile marker 75. Then trying to get to mile marker 76. And then we have another mile and a half to go before we break. And then it's just 3.5 miles. Should be an easy day. 13 miles in total. We'll get to where we need to get to way before the sun sets. Lovely, lovely, lovely Sunday morning going on today. Bonefish Bay over there. Could be getting closer to that mile marker. 70, I see a sign for 75, 900. We're 9/10 of the way through this mile. That'll be a mile marker 76. And just about a mile and a half to go, roughly 30 to 40, roughly 30. It said super slow. Let's say I'm going super slow. Let's call it 30 to 40 minutes. Then we'll be at recess. There it is. I see the signs for mile marker 76. But there it is, 76. Over there. Thank you. $76. A mile and a half to go. 11:20. That's 55 minutes to do a mile and a half. I think I could do that. Then we can watch. It may work out where we can. Everybody can watch the Canes game against Purdue, and then we'll resume the walk. Let's call it 3 o'clock. Feet on the street, just to be safe. Count for overtime, and who knows. But once we get there, we'll break, and let's call it 3 o'clock approximately. Feet on the street, and it'll just be a light day, a light 3.5 miles to go. I was walking this part with Michael last year. When we see Michael will join us. Michael, our brother, will join us after the break. Get ready to down there. Be there in 2 hours. All right, Mom. See you then. Just marching along 76,060. It's gonna be pretty much stress free until we get to Robbies. Another manatee mailbox. Right here at 76 180. Already 1/10 of the way to mile marker 76. No motor vehicles. Just marching along. Mile marker 76. Working our way towards 77. And then another half mile after that will be at Robbies. Beautiful day. Keep it going. That's from Rocky Vasco 7639. It has been a spectacular day. Sunny at 70 degrees. Can't really spot a cloud. Not a gust of wind. And we're just sitting here marching along. Marching along for autism, for the South Florida Autism Charter Center. You can scan the QR code in the top right corner. Thank you to all those who have donated. Wow, we are at 10,505. We are over $10,000. We got another anonymous donation of $2,500. So we started the day over 8,000. We are up to $10,500. So wow, thank you for all those who've donated along the way, and thank you to everybody. So we just got a big number, and we're over $10,000. Wow, we still got several days to go. The goal there is $25,000. We did almost 18,000 last year. We have more days to do it, and less, so that's very good, very good. That's amazing. Thank you to all those who donated along the way. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're marching along every step of the way. It's for that. It's for that. SFAX, and there's a big safety walk at SFAX on April 18th. There'll be a lot of police and fire trucks there, all branded with autism awareness, all on the vehicles, and it's a nice safety demonstration. We've had heat dancers there in the past, and the mayor of Dade County, which showed up last year, and we do it's a nice walk around the school. Around the school. That's April 18th. The goal is to get to the ballpark by Fridays before 7:10 first pitch. I would like to get there before 7:10. I don't. But water. Just cruising along, mile marker 76. It is a nice day. Another manatee mailbox over there. That's 76,320. Getting to the half, getting closer to 76.5, which means we would have 1 mile remaining at 11:30. It might just work out. Tomorrow we get to 81 by the end of today. We'll have to, after Robbies, we walk 3.5 miles, mile marker 81. And then tomorrow, who knows how long we go tomorrow. We'll probably get somewhere in the 90s. And then the next day we'll have to get to 107. And then we cross into Florida City. We may have some other people joining us once we get to South Day. There's already been a couple people that said, "Hey, I'm gonna walk with you when we get down there." And then can't wait. Everyone's invited. Roads 242 says, "Get it, son." Uh-huh. Thank you. All right, marching along this convenient, not cart path, but little bike lane, HOV lane, adjacent to the highway. What mile marker roads? We're in between 76 and 77. We're about a mile away from breaking for the day, which it's a mile away from Robbies Marina. So I'd say it's probably like another 30 minutes or so. just to be safe. I just got to account for me being slow. I've been walking for over 76 miles. Not walking, not expecting myself to be at a blistering pace. But yeah, we're getting closer and closer to mile marker. So the best part of the Keys. I agree. And my favorite place in the Keys, hands down, is Robbies. Not just because it has my name on it, but it is really good. You can have good food, and then people like to feed the fish. They like to. It's a racket they got over there. They give people that you could feed the tarpon. That's right. The kids love it. And so you got to watch out for those rogue pelicans that try to come up behind you and steal your bait. I've been burned a few times trying to feed the tarpon, and then the pelican comes from behind me. You don't even see him. And they say have signs to not feed the pelicans, but they feed themselves. They don't care about what the rules are. And I'm wearing. Let's see if we can get a better light. I'm wearing my Robbies shirt. Right there. Get you there. Whoops. Front camera. Back camera. No, back camera. But yeah. There's my. Can't reach out, but there's my Robbies shirt. But yes, we're in Lower Matacumbe. Now working our way towards Upper Matacumbe, all part of Isla Morada. All these. It's a the channel of islands. But yeah, that's maybe the best part of the Keys. Oh, I do like Key West. That's maybe where we're going next year. When we walk back to Key West. Trying to look for addresses or anything with it. Now we're just on regular cart path. We're not on, we don't see houses anymore. Don't have addresses. So I gotta go look for numbers the old-fashioned way. Just looking for a mile marker. The next one we see will be mile marker 77. Then we're knocking on the door of Robbies. 11:35. The Canes get underway at 12:15. It gets Purdue in the second round of the NCAA tournament, trying to get to the Sweet 16. I think the Canes can play. I think the Canes can hang. They give it the longer the game stays close. I think the Canes win. But at Purdue could blow them out early. But I think the Canes have excelled in the close games this year. They've been battle tested all year. Sylvia Pinheiro Vasquez says, beautiful day for a walk. Keep it up. All right, yes, it is beautiful. It's been beautiful the past couple days. Ever since Sugarloaf, it's been quite nice. And we discovered old US 1 in Cujo Key, where we had our own private trail with trees on both sides. And we had a trail yesterday in Marathon, the Grassy Key Heritage Trail. That was nice and peaceful. And it is a spectacular day, light wind, 70 degrees, it's sunny. You can't ask for much better. I always time this walk to be at the best weather possible. March. Some bicycles over here. 11:36. Should be getting closer and closer to mile marker 77. I haven't seen it already. Just chilling along this cart path. The Isla Mirada Foundation Community Park, one day. Not enter. So do the Canes have a chance? I think they do have a chance. To beat Purdue. They just got to hang with them. Roland Losas and Charlie Salazar joining on the IG. A little shout out. Got some cyclists coming up. I see them. Getting closer and closer to Robbies. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled out for a mile marker. It's possible I missed it. Hopefully. It's possible I missed it. Huh. Checking my phone for something. There's a bicyclist coming up. Right at you. .321 John Baptist, Canada. How you doing? I'm doing all right, John Baptist. Canada. We got people from Canada. We're worldwide now. We're not just nationwide. We're doing all right. Just trying to get to Robbies Marina. It's been a good day. It's been a lovely day. Spectacular day. We walked across the Channel 5 bridge, and we raised over $2,000. Not even in 2 hours. We had a nice $2,500 donation, and we're up to over $10,000 so far. I feel like the day couldn't have gone any better. Only way we can go better if the Canes win. And I do see, my eyes do have visual on a mile marker 77. And we're half a mile away from Robbies once we cross that part. And then we'll break 11:40. Probably might get there before noon. There it is. There's mile marker 77. And then we're knocking at the door of Robbies. There it is. There's the signs for 77. Walk on this. 77. Half a mile to go before we break. You can start. I can feel it. Getting closer. It's been 2 hours and 21 minutes since we started the stream. We've walked about 7 miles in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Sunny at 71, 11:43. Jeff Green says the front yard complete. Time for my reward, a frozen lemonade. Yeah, I should have grabbed some for you, Jeff. That were $1.25 when I was in Marathon yesterday. Perfect time. We were gonna finish right before tip off. If I get to a bridge, I've gone too far. Cut back to the cart path. Pick up the pace. Get to Robbies. I think it's right here. Maybe do I have to cross one bridge? Oh, all right. Oh, it's all right. No, it's all right. You're good. Well, I believe Robbies is going to be coming up. Just about half a mile to go. Yeah, I do not need to cross this bridge. It's just I could just stay here until I get to Robbies. Just marching along, maybe. It's maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes away from getting to Robbies. That could be a workout exactly high noon. I need to restock the frozen lemonade. Yeah, I would have gotten that frozen lemonade for you in bulk, or $1.25 a pop. Hello, Sue Phil's joining. He's just killing time before he's on. Almost at Robbie's, my favorite place in the Keys. That's where we broke last year. That was the halfway mark, appropriately named. And then we only have to get to mile marker 81 after today. We'll take a recess at Robbie's. Then sometime around later in the afternoon, we'll finish the day. And then we'll see what we do tomorrow. How Rocky Vasquez 7639. How's your walk compared to last year? Well, last year we had some long days. We crammed everything into a week. We had multiple 30-mile days. This year, most we've done is 21. But it doesn't feel any less, the legs don't really feel that much better. Still a lot of walking. But it's been nice not having to walk in the dark so much. We've only maybe out of the total hours of walking, we maybe spent 1 hour walking in pitch black darkness out of all the hours we've walked. So that's been nice. All right, I think I see the parking lot for Robbie's. I see all the signs. I'm going to get to a point where I got to get my mark, because I think I do have to at some point cross this bridge. There is a bridge I have to cross right after Robbie's, and it might be that bridge. So I'm going to set up my mark soon. It's 11:47. Wow, we're getting here plenty. Blistering speed. Not even 3 hours from the base of the base of the Channel 5 bridge to get to Robbins. A solid 7 miles in less than 3 hours. Oh, let me get out of your way. Let me get out of your way. I know you're trying to turn. Yeah. Go ahead. Well, the square groupers, you got to go all the way to mile marker 22. That's where the square grouper is. You got about 50 something miles to go. Oh, there might be another one, but I mean, you're right. There might be two, but I know you're right. I don't know where the other one is, but I know the one in mile marker 22. Yeah. Robbie's saying most he's done is 20 miles. It's like no big deal. It still hurts to do 22 miles. Yeah, I don't know where. I wish I would have known where the other square grouper is. If I knew of the one at mile marker 22 because we passed it. Here we are. Here's the bridge. There's the base of Robbies. So get as close as we can to try to find a mark to resume. But you see all the cars lining up. We go to Robbies. And I do have to cross that bridge. I would like to see some sign. You know what? We can take it closer. I'd like to see some signage of Robbies. That's a good ending point. Have to go there anyway. 11:50. It is packed to the gills. Maybe everyone's coming down here to watch the Kings game. We got a solid 25 minutes till tip-off. Yeah, there's 77,350. We'll get you in. We'll take you all the way into Robbies. Cool and get all the feel. You won't be able to see the big sign until we get on the bridge. I wonder if I could say. I wonder if I can get VIP treatment. I can get my, I can get people who are meeting me here. They get them a private parking spot. Say, hey, I'm Robbie. My name's on the building. All right, 77,420. No parking at any time, but yet there's cars parking all there left and right. This place is packed. And breakfast is over. I know we had a big daddy situation last year. We thought we came to breakfast after 10:30, and breakfast was closed. We were in lunch. Now we didn't say the words that followed afterwards, and like a big daddy. Somebody get this kid a Happy Meal. But here we are. Here we are at Robbies. Mile marker 77.5. We'll break here. I'll find a good spot to mark. Find something cool to mark. We'll recess sometime in between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. We'll recess. Oh, I know where we can mark. I know exactly where we're going to mark. We are Robbies Marina. Foot traffic only. That's for me. Water is free at the bar. No drinks, coolers, or Yetis. That's good. Here we are, Robbies Marina. Let's see if we get the sign. Know exactly where. That's a cool mark. See if we can get the sign. That's a mark. All right. Dock is packed. Oh, look, there's the rogue pelicans. I gotta go the other way. Trying to get the sign. Oh, there we go. We'll mark right here. Some tables over here. Some boats over there. Pelicans over there. We'll mark right here.